Well, I'm not really sure what happened to that week. It's Friday, the 11th of October. That means tomorrow we've got our live program between 9 and 10 a.m. It's an opportunity for us to perhaps dig deeper into a particular topic. I don't really know what it is. I might talk about the Vegetarian Festival, which finishes tonight. It's going to be a very late night tonight along this particular stretch of road. They come out at midnight tonight for a parade and bid farewell to the 9 emperor gods after 10 days of activities. We'll get to some of that a little bit later. We're sort of talking hubs, festivals, but first this. From Thai PBS World, Thailand wins bid for UN Human Rights Council. Thailand won its bid for the UN Human Rights Council with the highest number of votes, 177, for a 3-year term to promote and protect human rights worldwide. And the decision was announced by the UN after a secret ballot on Wednesday. According to the tally, Cyprus and Qatar, each received 167 votes, followed by South Korea with 161 votes and the Marshall Islands with 120. Saudi Arabia failed in its bid, receiving only 117 votes, the fewest of the 6 contenders for 5 vacant seats. And the term, which will begin next year, end in 2027, is pivotal for Thailand to enhance its profile following the formation of a newly elected government, which has changed the dynamics of support among UN members. I think when the article says changing dynamics, the key word here is stability. No matter what the particular colour of the Thai government at the moment, red, yellow, orange or otherwise, we do have somewhat of a stable government in Thailand at the moment. And the UNHRC is an intergovernmental body within the UN system responsible for strengthening the promotion and protection of human rights. So somewhat of a mini coup for Thailand on the international stage, being able to get the highest number of votes on that vacant seat for the UNHRC. Now, to the floods in Thailand, and we've still got water coming down from the north, this is what gravity does, towards the south and Bangkok. Let's see the latest. Thai PBS World reporting the Bangkok governor says capital is safe from flooding unless... The Bangkok governor has offered his assurance the city is safe from flooding unless the volume of water being discharged through the Chao Phraya Dam in Chai Nat province exceeds 3,000 cubic metres per second. And the governor said there's no immediate threat of serious flooding in the capital because the volume of water flowing down the Chao Phraya Dam remains at about 2,200 cubic metres per second, which is below the tipping point of 3,000 cubic metres. But they're watching for the effects of a high tide on October the 20th, adding that it's not a major concern because by then the rainfall would have reduced. Well, let's hope that's reduced because the last thing you need is more rain in the north or the central parts of Thailand rushing down towards Bangkok over the next week. At the same time, a high tide in the Gulf of Thailand, that's when all the problems really start for the capital. Meanwhile, the Department of Public Disaster Prevention and Mitigation reported yesterday that 44 provinces across the country have been flooded since August the 16th, situation now returning to normal in all but 19. Altogether, over 242,000 households have been affected by the widespread flooding. 52 people have died, 28 injured. And it lists there the other provinces which some of them in part have flooding which still needs to be sorted out. Our best wishes, of course, to people in those areas. And a bit of interesting video from a YouTuber over the past few days driving around the outskirts of Chiang Mai. His name is Al Bourbon. Let's hear what he's got to say.
It doesn't really feel like Chiang Mai right now. If you come in Chiang Mai like around November, it's gonna be fully cleaned up. People here, they're hardworking. They need to get back to normal ASAP. Many of you ask me whether it's safe to come to Chiang Mai right now. It is safe, but in the city it's not that ready because there's a lot of things going on. People rebuild their house
So the cleanups continue. Certainly the worst places hit. The highest profile and largest areas hit were Chiang Rai and Chiang Mai. Plenty of other communities, some of them which are still suffering from flooding. Interestingly, over the past couple of days, I've had 2 cancellations for bookings, both from people saying that they wanted to cancel the bookings so that they could rebook with Airbnb properties up in Chiang Mai. So an interesting dynamic and sort of an unintended consequence of these floodings in Thailand. And acknowledging our sponsors, 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com, as well as Beach House Thailand for a bespoke beach house stay along the beach at Tham Luang in Phang. So thank you to them. Let's move on. Thailand, the land of hubs. A few new hubs on the way. We go to the Bangkok Post. Thailand seeks crypto hub status. Well, not so much Thailand, but the Thai Digital Asset Association. They say Thailand has the potential to become a digital asset hub if strategic policies are implemented to support development. And at a crypto roundtable hosted by Binance Thailand, they said in 2024 we're seeing global regulations become clearer, except in the US where progress is slower. And Thailand's starting to shift towards a more supportive stance, moving beyond merely regulatory control. And he said for Thailand to compete regionally, the country must strengthen its position as a digital asset hub by finding a balance between traditional finance and blockchain technology. So regarding cryptocurrencies, the Bank of Thailand hasn't really been terribly friendly towards them in the past. This article suggesting that might be softening and that Thailand could become a digital crypto hub, but maybe it could also be a space hub. And the GIST-DA aims to turn Thailand into space hub with next month's expo. This is the Geoinformatics and Space Technology Development Agency, and they're hoping its annual event next month will position Thailand as a hub for space technology and innovation. So once again, a PR agency promising Thailand's going to be the hub for whatever the event is going to be. This time, a space hub. And the GIST-DA are holding the Thailand Space Week 2024 at the Impact Muang Thong Thani, and it's going to be held between November the 7th and the 9th. And they announced the event will be held in cooperation with 30 local and foreign private firms and state agencies, including EGAT, Siemens, Thaicom, D-Prompt Survey, to name just a few of the major sponsors. They say the event will be held to support the government's policies of creating new business opportunities, especially business related to advanced technologies. And here are the main aims of the event, one of them being to position Thailand as a hub for space technology and innovation in Southeast Asia. And probably more importantly, down the bottom, they're promoting public awareness and interest in space exploration. Now, that might be a more worthy cause. I mean, Thailand culturally very much involved in the spiritual, as we'll see with these next 2 stories. And reported in thePattaya Mahakali Avatar Temple and Indian Association lead Grand Navaratri Parade through Pattaya. So a strong Indian expat community in the area, and now a lot of Indian tourists are coming to Pattaya as well. And the should-be procession, although procession might be a bit of a Freudian slip, which took place on October the 9th, aimed to enshrine statues of Hindu goddesses around Pattaya city as part of the ongoing Navaratri festival. And the statues were paraded around the city to allow believers to pay their respects and receive blessings during the Navaratri festival, which celebrates victory over evil. And the event was being held from October the 3rd to the 11th. And looks like a great time had by all. But on those very same dates, Phuket was holding its vegetarian festival. And as wonderful and grand as the festival through Pattaya looks, not a shade on what they put on in Phuket every year with the vegetarian festival. Also around this Tham Luang community, which has got a strong Thai-Chinese community, they've been turning on the vegetarian festival, and Although I'll show you some video today that will give you a little bit of an idea what happens, seeing it for real is something that you will never ever forget. Perhaps absurd, crazy, and nothing to do with occupational health and safety, deeply cultural, but it is something that you probably need to see at least once in your life. And some of the images you may see in the next couple of minutes, some people may find disturbing. Let's go to the Phuket news. Thousands joined Jui Tui procession for Phuket Vegetarian Festival, and more than 2,000 people took part in the street procession organised by the Jui Tui Shrine in Phuket town today. Well, that's the largest Chinese temple in Phuket by far. It was marking the 7th day of this year's Phuket Vegetarian Festival. And the procession, which began at 7 a.m, is a key event of the festival known as Lu Keng, where participants honour the 9 emperor gods by parading images of their deities through the streets. And yes, there's plenty of this extreme piercings that go on during the festival. And local residents and tourists added to the spectacle by setting off firecrackers, a traditional gesture to welcome the gods. In other words, they basically just hurl fireworks at each other. And the procession included various palanquins carrying images of gods, led by flags and ceremonial signs, as well as Chinese umbrellas. Now, if you've seen the parades before, you'd be well aware of what's going on. It's just a cacophony of noise, music, cymbals, drums, and just fireworks going off everywhere. Tonight's going to be the grand parade, both in Phuket and here in Pattaya, where they're basically going to use up all the leftover fireworks, and they all go off pretty much at the same time, held late at night. Along this beach, it's going to be at midnight tonight. If you want to come and watch it, they'll be parading down the beach road. But during the daylight, you certainly sort of get to see a little bit more of what's going on. And people putting the things over their head, basically, just to protect them from all the detritus falling from the air from all those firecrackers going up. And the body piercings can get quite extreme. Certainly, I can't show you any more of that video, so I'll stop it there. But these vegetarian festivals, held principally in parts of Thailand with strong Thai Chinese communities, are held over 10 days every year. And if you've never seen one in real time, I can promise you it's a real feast for the senses. Probably a good idea, though, to leave the kids at home. A bit of variety there in today's news. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. We do look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, Thai time. Not sure how much sleep I'll get tonight. That'll be starting at 9 a.m. We do look forward to seeing you then. Please subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we'll see you next time.